Hi, my name is Saha, and today I want to introduce you to the honey medium kit that Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft introduced at Creativation 2017. So let's start with the honey medium. This comes with a big tub, 8.5 fluid ounces of honey medium. Honey medium is a decoupage gel in the consistency of honey. So it has properties of both the decoupage medium and gel medium. That means you can use it as an adhesive as well as to create skins and a lot of cool, neat things. And the kit also comes with a little silicone tray and its own spatula. It comes with some images that you can decoupage or make into skins. There are also two tubes of gelatos here. One is the iced rose and one is iced coffee. And paint flakes, two different colors of paint flakes, two different colors of mica flakes, and this nifty thing called glass beads. What these glass beads do is when added to a medium, they expand. They absorb the medium and they expand. And when they dry, when the medium is dry, they contract again, meaning they leave those critters they created when they expanded, just creating incredible textures in the project. It also comes with an instruction booklet with some project ideas and step-by-step how-tos. And now I'm going to show you how to use honey medium to create some skin. I'm going to pull in one of the trays that I have already used. And it's very simple. I am just pushing the iced rose gelato out and I am rubbing it on the surface of the silicone tray. Just like that. You get to choose how much you want and how little. I like to make a bigger skin and then I can cut it up, and that way I have more available if I need to without having to wait for it to dry. Sticking the honey medium out like that. And I'm going to spread it thickly over the surface where I applied my iced rose gelatos. It will move some of the colors with it, and that's totally fine. This is just one way to create a skin. You can mix in several other things. Skins are this almost translucent acrylic, almost like acrylic, I do not have a right word for it, acrylic sheet, should I say? Very delicate and yet quite strong. As you can see, I'm just making sure that I'm covering the entire surface where I rubbed the iced rose gelato. You can make it smooth, you can do some texture on it. It's totally up to you. Whatever you leave it at, it's how it's gonna dry. I'm gonna sprinkle in my favorite, the gold mica flakes. You can always do as much or as little as you like. I'm just gonna go over the flakes a little bit just to make sure they're embedded. Push them into the medium while it's still wet. You can also make incredible transfers, the image transfers with the honey medium. I'll show you that right after I set this to dry. So while this dries, I'm going to pull in my other tray. You can cut up the images or you can do the whole thing. I am going to just cut out the fan You could cut it closely or you could cut it later. It works both ways. And I am just going to lay this down and apply my honey medium. I didn't clean my spatula, so it will get some of the flecks that I had and a little bit rose tint, and I am okay with that. You just have to leave it to dry. It takes, depending on where you live, it could take from 2 hours to up to 1 day. Usually I do this before I go to bed at night, and when I wake up in the morning they are dry and ready. So when this piece is dry, what I can do is I can peel off the whole thing, turn it over, spritz it with some water, and kind of rub away the paper just like you would do with any other kind of transfers. Like if you have ever done tape transfers, it works that same way. So right now I have to let this dry completely. Before they are dry, I cannot touch them. I'm going to make a card with the skins and transfers that I just left to dry. To prepare the base of the card, this is actually a piece of watercolor paper that I'm going to attach to the card. So I am going to rub my iced rose gelato's color. There's a very pretty sheen to it. I think this color is so pretty and great for Mother's Day. I'm going to let this dry a little, and in the meantime I'm going to sort of ink up or color my stamp with some of the same iced rose. It's going to be like a tone-on-tone, subtle, pretty look that I'm going for. I'm just going to huff on this. And besides, going into a wet surface helps to activate the gelato on the surface of the stamp. So this needs to dry before I can add more layers on top. I believe the transfers are now dry, so I'm gonna try to pull it up. As you can see, it has formed a skin around it. This is what I mean by the skin. I mean, it's transparent, it can go over the card like that, or you can trim it down. I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit. And if I wet the paper with water, I can gently rub off the excess white paper so I have a clearer image. And I would suggest stay open to the idea that this is a very experimental process, and not every time you're not going to get perfect every time, and that kind of adds to the mystery and beauty of your project. And if you do not want to make a transfer or try to make a skin, you can always simply decoupage the cutout directly to your card. That works great too. The moment where I get to see how much of it I got in the transfer, and I think I would say I got almost all of it. And if I'm more patient and take more time, I'm likely to get even better results. And I'm gonna set that aside and let it dry a little. And here, this is where I rubbed the ice rose gelatos and then layered on the honey medium. And I can see that not all of it is dry because there are areas where the medium went on a little thicker than other areas. But this corner seems to me like it's pretty dry, and I have started peeling it off. I had to try to do it before to check if it's fully dry or not. So I'm not gonna get a full dry because this really needs to dry overnight where I am, but I can cut off just to show you what it looks like. Once the skin is dry, you can actually stamp on it. You can cut it up in any shape you like. That's why I like to fill up the whole tray when I do it, so that when it's dry, I have quite a bit of skin surface to work on. So I'm gonna let this dry before I add some of the skins. I have cut out some of the dry skins here, and some I have done with another gelato's color. I think this was blood orange earlier, so it's much more dry, and as you can see, it's easier to handle. And there are also a few pieces where I used the texture gems and then created the skin over them. So I'm going to collage these pieces onto my heart here. For that, you could use gel medium. You could also use honey medium. As you can see, I'm just going to use the same spatula. And it dries clear, so if you go over your shape, go beyond your shape, it's still okay. And I'm just going to press it down. It's that simple. And I'm going to bring in the fan here and just put it there. I'm using the spatula to make sure that transfer the skins, they all make complete contact with the base, so nothing peels off when it's dry. I think I am finished with the collage part of it. Just cleaning it up a little bit by pulling in with the spatula. It may feel a little messy when you do it the first time, but as you start to see how beautiful these check textures are, you are not going to mind the mess as much. I'm going to stamp over here. For that, I have my little alphabet stamps, and this is my Stamper's Big Brush Pen. This is India ink, so if I want to add any wet layers on top, it will hold up to it once it's dry. So I'm gonna stamp Mom. I'm using an Art Grip aquarelle watercolor pencil to draw a frame around my ward. I think I'm gonna let this dry, and when it's dry, it's going in the front of a card. I hope you enjoyed watching how I made my card, and thank you for watching.